All right, we back. So for those I was at the beginning, let me just go back. For that tune that we just played, one of my friends created that during COVID. He just was playing around and he just created that tune for me. He ain't got a DJ name right now, so I just call him DJ Hobo because them his initials. But anyway, before we was distracted by some goings on and some shenanigans, we're gonna blame it on Trump because everything is his fault. Uh, I was just talking about people who while we're what are we waiting for to connect with people who we claim we care about or miss or whatever? Why are we waiting till they die? No, we got to get beyond that and start reaching out early. And look, if you want to make amends with somebody or check on somebody, do it. Don't wait till they die and then tell a lie about, oh man, I was thinking about them the other day. I meant to call them. Because no matter how busy we are, and we all busy doing something. I don't know what the fuck we doing, but we all busy doing something. When is it you ain't got 3 minutes? Send them a text while you taking a dump. Go ahead, Mo.
No, I just wanted to jump in because I'm gonna forget, man. As soon as you say two more sentences, but on top of what DVP said, man, don't get down to the one thing I can't stand is when you ain't reached out to somebody for a long time, and then you get to the funeral and you're the loudest one. Oh, I don't know what I'm gonna do without him. And it's like that's just hypocritical, man. Reach out while people are still alive, and y'all can go do stuff. You can talk to them. And don't show up like a hypocrite, man. I can't stand that because I know people that wasn't close to each other and want to come to the funeral, and believe it or not, it's the loudest person, like they was close, like you just saw him like a couple of days ago and spent time with him in the hospital. Hypocritical. Don't do that.
Right. All of a sudden now, this is the most important person in your life that you lost touch with. So yeah. Let's just go on. Like I said, a friend reached out and I actually reached out to him, but we had reached out before. He's like, "Yeah, man, I've been meaning to call you." And I was like, I know y'all don't want to call people while y'all in the toilet, but you're Facebooking, you're posting. You might as well just call them. They'll deal with the echo. but quit waiting till they gone, as they say. I don't need the flowers when I'm dead. If you're gonna praise somebody or whatever, miss them, let them know you miss them. You just never know whose day you might make. You might just accidentally. You might accidentally stop somebody from committing suicide by just calling to check on them. Do you like them that much that you would be cool if they didn't kill themselves? Just put in that vein. All right, so I just wanted to get that out the way. Mo, I'm gonna put you on the spot right quick.
Go ahead.
What the hell is going on with these 401ks in this new administration?
To say that again, the what?
These people who they retirement was 401ks.
Yeah.
A lot of them, man. A lot of them, they like them stockbrokers are old. They ready to jump off buildings because they ain't got nothing. They gonna have to work another 20, 30 years.
Wait a minute. Is this a new development? Because if it's new development, I can tell you what happened.
Hey, this show area expertise.
Okay, well, if it's new, you got Trump over here behind the controls, the stock market controls. Trump and Elon Musk behind the stock market controls. If you look at the stocks for the last, I'm gonna say like week, man, it's been nuts. So everybody know they've been battling with the rest of the country for super domain control and everything like that. Well, look at the stock market because it's a reflection of those talks. I don't even know if I want to call them negotiations, but those power moves that Trump and Musk are trying to make. All right, a lot of countries ain't having it. They're like, okay, you want to play like that, boy? Okay, this what we're gonna do. And so that kind of contention going on. If you look at, the stock market is down, man. It's real. I haven't seen it this bad in a minute. So that's what I think is going on, man. This is a power move stuff. People knew Trump tendencies before he got in office. He knew he was going to throw power moves, throw his power around, tell people what to do. He ain't the kind of dude to ask nothing. He going to tell and tape. That's what he does. And people knew that. And that's what's going on now. And some people, even little guys, are like, yo, we ain't putting up with it. So that's a big part of it.
What's up, Antonio Holman? How you doing, sir? Where you watching from? And it's crazy. We was talking about it. It sucks that the people who brought him in don't get a direct thing. But it is what it is.
Wait, what do you mean don't get a direct thing?
Like the people that voted for him, they should lose more than the people that didn't vote for him because this is what they want.
They should lose.
So
I was about to say they waiting for their $5,000 checks that's supposed to be coming out.
Oh, well, the IRS is a little behind right now, so your check might.
That's because they
be a
fired
little
most of
behind.
those people at one of the
Most,
reasons.
damn near all. So, it is what it is. What's going on, Constant Miles? Okay, I like this. I can see who popping in. How you doing?
Okay, so where are they?
They popping up on Random Thoughts.
Okay, tell them to comment. Ask anybody, can they hear us? Say something. Just
Antonio, Constance, if you can hear
comment.
us,
yeah,
just give me a quick comment, say I can hear you, or just say here or present. We're gonna act like we in school. You know, y'all finally went to class.
So I do want to ask Mo some stuff since Mo is into the stocks and everything. You know, one of the things that I know is going on. So there are two things actually. One, I heard that Rachel Maddow has a clip that's out about the person where President Trump got his idea for tariffs from. Have you all seen that?
I have not.
You seen it, Mo?
I saw little pieces of it, but I might not know as much as you. But go ahead.
It's only a few minutes long, but oh my god, I don't even want to try to describe it. I'm gonna try to find it so that we can play it, because if it's true, and this is of course one of those things, you know, we don't know everything that's true, but supposedly his son-in-law found this economist who, and the reason that the main reason he picked the guy was because of the title of this book that he wrote, and it was basically saying something like Death to China or something.
Oh my goodness!
And the thing was, the book talked about the U.S. putting tariffs on us. So Christopher saw it. And the thing that gets to be hilarious about all of this, Rachel and them did their due diligence and stuff, and apparently the guy doesn't even exist. The expert that supposedly,
oh my god,
the guy that's supposedly the expert who this other guy has quoted actually doesn't exist. He was actually invented, and it was just so hilarious.
Wow.
That I didn't know what to say or do, and what the heck is happening?
Yeah, Rachel is a beast with her fact.
So my stuff. Okay, so my picture is frozen.
What's going on, Crystal Deuce? Where you watching from? Welcome to the show.
Peter Navarro, yes.
Yeah.
Peter Navarro, and the guy, the expert, it's actually an anagram for the guy's name, so it's backwards. It's the guy's name. I don't know. So my audio is still here. I'm not sure why my picture.
Yeah, I'm moving on all of mine. So
it's me. It's something, and I think it has to do this.
Oh, that's what's up. You're in Mississippi. Welcome to the show.
We hear you, Roy. We hear you, fine.
All right, so you know, and we talk.
Here it is.
We talk about a lot of different things, and that.
Did you? I'm assuming you heard that, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, so here we got to play this for everybody. This has to be played, dude. It's hilarious.
You gotta play it.
Yeah, this has to be. I was like, you have got to be kidding me when I saw this audio. Okay, hold on. So here we go.
Like when and why and how we started talking about tariffs in the first place? It was in his first campaign for president. Trump didn't really have any formal economic advisors. So he told his son-in-law, Jared, to find him an economic advisor. Trump reportedly gave Jared some vague ideas of what his thoughts were on economic issues. You know, something, make me look tough, China bad, something. Jared then decided to find his father-in-law a financial advisor for his presidential campaign by going on the Amazon.com website and starting to browse books. Not like reading the books, because you can't do that on the Amazon website. He was just looking at the covers, looking at the titles. And he found a book title that he thought was so cool. The title was Death by China. Oh my God, that's so cool. That's so awesome. And that apparently was it. Quote from Vanity Fair. Trump gave Jared a summary of his views and then asked him to do some research. Kushner simply went on Amazon, where he was struck by the title of one book, Death by China, co-authored by a man named Peter Navarro. Jared then cold called Navarro, a well-known trade deficit hawk who agreed to join the team as an economic advisor. Navarro was a major advocate for an aggressive pro-tariff policy. Where did Peter Navarro get his idea that tariffs would be a good policy for America? What was his backup for that conviction? Well, he did have backup from a real expert who he cited in at least a half dozen of his books, including the one that Jared found on Amazon, That Fateful Day. In all of his books, Peter Navarro has cited an economics expert to justify his views. And the economics expert he cites is somebody named Ron Vera, V-A-R-A, Ron Vera. When Trump won the presidency and entered the White House, this Ron Vera started circulating a memo around Washington in support of Trump using tariffs in trade policy. According to the New York Times, the memo had been, quote, sent from an email address purportedly belonging to Ron Vera. At one point, Ron Vera wrote in the memo that Trump could, quote, ride the tariffs to victory. Problem is, Ron Vera doesn't exist. He never has. The economics expert that Peter Navarro has long cited to explain why he's so gung-ho on tariffs, this person, Ron Vera, is a made-up person. He is a fictional person. Peter Navarro invented Ron Vera as his expert source so he could quote this expert source over and over and over again in his crackpot books. Who is Ron Vera? Ron Vera is an anagram of Navarro, which is his last name. I mean, my name anagrams to Macho Waddler, but I don't see myself trying to talk you into doing what Macho Waddler wants, right? But that really is how the Trump administration crafted its tariff policy. That's where Trump came up with the tariff idea. Circulating a fake memo from a fake person with a fake email address in order to make it look like this was a serious issue being debated by real experts. That is the intellectual basis on which Donald Trump today wiped $6 trillion of wealth out of existence and crashed America's markets and brought America and the world to the brink of a self-inflicted, on-purpose, global Great Depression along the lines of what we had in 2008 and what the pandemic inflicted upon us in 2020. This time, the global disaster is Donald Trump's big brain.
Yeah.
And none of that should come as a surprise. You know, it's I was talking to somebody and it's like, once you know, if you pay attention to what's going on the last, 20, 30 years, if you just look at most of the things in your house, if you read the fine print, they will say made in China, imported from China, something about China. If you watch any of these contests, the science thing, whatever they got going, even though they may be won by Americans, they're not Americans who are winning. What's up, Trav? It's crazy, but it's one of the things most of your grandmama said: be careful what you ask for, because you just might get it. Got it. I think these 4 years gonna be tough, but we can make it through them. We can make it through them. But pay attention,
man. What's interesting, Roy, that you brought that up is that I don't claim to be expert on this stuff, but you'll probably know. You guys probably know a lot of stuff I'm talking about. But there have been many times in politics where these fake conspiracies have been used to somehow cause disruption in politics. I know one, for example, was a lot of the stuff that Hillary Clinton was throwing out there about wars. I mean, and they do this all the time. And if you're not like I don't know if I want to say a student of politics, or at least somebody who will do some research, you might just buy that stuff, so it's this. I think there should actually be a law behind this. They won't allow people on TV and news to willingly put out information, without trying to verify the source. They can still get in trouble if they don't do a good job, but without trying to verify a source. But these kind of conspiracy things, those things are damaging, man, and they can cause a lot of problems.
Yeah, so they're called dog whistles. That's the term that they use for them. Because if we can't actually hear dog whistles when they're being blown because of the high pitch and the frequency that they come out at. But it's crazy, man, when we hear this kind of stuff. And so, like I said, I'm gonna assume that Rachel and them did their due diligence on that. I don't know anything about that particular situation. That guy, I do want to try to do some research. I've been busy the last couple of days, but that's crazy. If this is where you're basing this from, and the thing that we have to realize is that everybody else is already in the process of creating trade agreements with everybody else, and they're now leaving us out. They're not engaging with the United States in this stuff. And it's going to be I get what at least what his stated reasoning was. Sounded great. We're going to put these tariffs on these companies so people can start back buying more American products and getting this thing. That's supposed to be the thought process behind it. And to that point, even Ford is supposedly now giving Americans their employee pricing. So the prices that employees pay, your average American is supposed to make it cheaper than what the retail is, which is ridiculous anyway, because the cars are already way overpriced for what the technology has gotten to as far as what it costs them to create them. But I mean, I don't know. This is going to be interesting. This year, I'm going to give it the first year before I really get too critical on anything. I don't know what. I'm not an economist. It doesn't make sense to me, his philosophy. But hey, I'm gonna assume it's at least one person in his cabinet that's a better and a smarter economist than I am. So
let me say this, because to your point, Roy, it might not even make sense. Sometimes it's just they, as you well know, sometimes at those levels they just do things with their own reasoning, not some consensus or thought out, process. Because, and I'm saying that because I spent some time in corporate, and one thing that I learned being in corporate is that you can't just and this is on the books. I'm not saying that all companies adhere to it, but this is on the books. On the books, it says that, if you're, let's say me and you, Roy, we own the same type of company. All right, let's say we do, I'm just gonna do something simple. Let's say we just do real estate, for example. And we got different products for our real estate companies. There's and like I said, there's a expectation that we both do what they call fair business, right? So I can't have somebody kind of come into your business undercover, steal your ideas, steal your projects, information, come back over to my company, give me some of it, we modify it and make a similar product or something like that. That stuff is not supposed to happen. It might. I'm not gonna put it past Americans. It might, but it's not supposed to happen. So they're supposed to have fair market and fair trade. What we're seeing right now with Trump and Monk, I'm gonna call him Monk. I like that. With Trump and Monk, what we're seeing right now, they're trying to violate fair trade and fair market, and that's why everybody else is getting upset and saying, "Okay, y'all want to play it like that? This is what we're gonna do." You know what I mean? So, but that's just not supposed to happen that way. It is, but there's gonna be some consequences.
Well, and the thing is, I don't know why people are surprised we saw this. So that's the kind of thing that just kind of mystifies me. If you know I'm a serial killer, why are you surprised that I'm killing people? It ain't like we've never seen this before. That baffles me. We knew what was coming. He said he was gonna do some things like he did last time, so we know he lies. So when people say, "I'm surprised this happened," why can't you be surprised?
Hold on. So this is one of the things that I talk to people about, that people have to realize that Trump actually did. Trump, and that's why I said I want to give it a year, because I want to see what the actual ramifications for his actions are. I mean, we got to remember it's only been 3 months since he's been inaugurated.
In 3 months he set records for stock lows.
Well,
3 months,
right? But not all that, a lot of that stuff
records
happened. But here's the thing: the one thing that we can say he did is 90% of the stuff that Trump talked about in his campaign that he said he was going to do, dagnabbit, he did it. He came in and executive ordered the world to death.
Let's try.
But hold on,
7%.
But let's hold on, because here's the issue. Come on him and grab a seat right there. That's what I did. So the thing is, what Trump did is he realizes that 95% of what he did is going to go into the courts. It's going to get turned over. Now, see, this is where the media issue comes in. We're going to get all of the smoke, all of the noise about him signing every executive order there is. Everybody is going to cover that. Guess what nobody's going to cover? The stuff when it gets turned or overturned in the courts. That's going to be on the back of page 3, up under the scores for the pickleball behind the Cherry Blossom Festival.
Roy, name 7 things he said he was going to do. He did that. He said he was going to do. Name 7.
That he said he was going to do.
You
He
said
said he was going to end DEI. That's 4 right there because he did it in 3 different places. He said he was going to release the people that the January 6 people from last time. He did that.
He didn't run on that now.
Yes, he did. Just he didn't say no. He was asked. He said he was going to.
He was asked. He didn't run on it. What he ran on was lowering gas prices. What he ran on was stopping the war. What he ran on, no. Hold on. No. You say he did 90%.
No.
The war is still going on in Ukraine. He said he was going to stop it day 1. So you can't say he did 90% of what he said.
No. Yes, I can.
No,
because
you can't,
you're Darren. Listen, let me finish.
You're not listening.
Yes, I am. Your name. So you know what? You go ahead and give me 10 things that he said he's not going to do.
The war in Ukraine is still going.
Correct.
Gas is still high. Rents ain't been lowered. None of that.
That's 3.
And I asked you.
I was telling you.
What did he say?
DEI stuff.
My man. What did he say he was going to do day 1? Day 1, I'm going to stop this.
Okay, now.
All of his day 1 promises.
Use the statement.
That
statement.
You said 90%. So if you're going to do 90%, some of them day 1 things got to be done. Other than that, right? I'm good with 30%. You can't say he did. Just like when he did everything he said.
You're missing You're missing my point.
No, I'm not.
Yes, it is. The stuff that he ran on, he told those people he was going to do certain things. He has done most of the stuff that he could do through an executive order. Those things are done. He can't stop the war. He tried to.
But what did he run on? And he said, I'm going to stop it day 1.
Do you think anybody really believed that he was going to be able to stop his boy from going in there and invading another country?
Did he? Yeah, because he said him and Putin, they kissing buddies.
Look, he did it. Look, he tried to stop it.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did. He brought the president of that country.
Meet with them to the 3rd week.
You said day. See, you keep going back to the day 1. He tried to do it. He tried to do it, but he tried to do it in the most asinine way that you could ever think by telling the guy who his buddies went in and invaded his country. He's like, you know what? Just go ahead and give up. That's what he wanted him to do.
Is the war in Gaza over? No.
Dude, see, I guarantee you, if you go back and look at a lot of stuff, that's why he has done so many executive orders. Because all of those executive orders that he did, those were things that he was saying during his campaign that he was going to do. He can say he did them, even though my point is he can say he did them, even though he knows that most of them are not going to stick. Because he can't legally see, and this is somebody was talking about this the other day. I was watching C-SPAN, I think, or something, and they said the thing that people have to remember: he does not make laws in the executive branch. That's what Congress is for. Now, as much as his people in the Republican Party are kowtowing, bending over, kissing the ring, call it whatever you want to, they are not going to actually make these laws to stop all this stuff and to make these changes, these sweeping changes that he's trying to do. Because they've got control. They can do it. All this stuff can be done. Now, they have done several things. I think that I can't remember which 2 they did pass, 2 of the major ones that they passed last week, actually. But he's got to get there. But, see, stuff like that, I didn't, and I'm going to tell you, Darren, why I didn't count the stuff like you talked about. Like, especially the war stuff. Because he ain't got a damn thing to do with the war. That war ain't got nothing to do with America. We ain't fighting in it. We ain't sending no resources over. We ain't doing that. Because that was the first thing he did. He stopped sending the resources over. So he got us out of the war day 1. He can say that. He got us out of the war. He didn't stop it, though. Because Putin is like, yeah, no, okay, whatever. You say what you need to for your people. I'm still taking what I want. And so he's doing that. And gas prices. This is, and we've had this discussion before, Darren. this is one of the problems with the electorate. President actually has very little to do with the damn gas prices.
That ain't the point. You can't give him 90% if he ain't say what he done. That's why I say you keep switching. I say specifically he ain't done 90%. You keep trying to tell him other things. You cannot get to 90% of things he said he was going to do. That's all I said. That's why I said you ain't listening to me. I ain't saying he ain't
heard
stuff.
you.
He ain't done 90% of what he said. You can't get
that he has, but he has to have control of it to be able
I
to
don't
do
give
it.
a shit, Roy. If I say I'm gonna do something, I can't sit back so I don't have the control.
You
if
go-
I say, my man, what's your name again? If I say I'm gonna pay your car note and I don't do it, I said I was gonna do it. I didn't. There's no. I don't have his account number.
But see,
I don't know who
Darren,
it's with.
that's a different story.
It ain't.
Yes, it is. Hold on. That's you saying that you're going to do it.
That's what you said.
But no, I'm talking about like the war. You can't come in and say, I too, Roy gonna pay your car note. To hell, Roy is. You can't make me do that.
You know what? See, and this is like with the little boy who breaks the baseball. You got kids. Okay, when you have kids, you got kids, yes? When your kid do something, he throw a ball through a window, you can't tell him he can't deal. He's already done it. So you should say you shouldn't. When I say I'm going to do something, if he chooses not to give me his account number, I still said I'm going to do it. It ain't his responsibility to make sure I get it done. So when you say somebody has done 90% of what they promised they were going to do, that is on them. It ain't on nobody else, Roy. We can sit here. Once I say I'm going to do something, she can say how. I already said I was going to do it. So how is really up to me. She just don't believe me, so she want me to tell her how. But once I say I'm going to do it, that's on me. He has not done 90% of what he said. Now I'm going to stick to that. You can't point to 90% because I'm going to stick with it. Eggs ain't went down, gas ain't went down, rent ain't went down. The American economy ain't better. The American economy.
I'll be back next week to give you the information.
The American economy has never, ever in the history of neverisms been good under a Republican president. That is a fact. Only 2 presidents have reduced the deficit. That is a fact. One was, what's the guy's name? The saxophone player?
Slick Willie. Bill Clinton. Slick Willie.
The other one was Obama, who y'all don't want to get credit for shit. Only 2 presidents have reduced the deficit. This guy said he was going to be the greatest. He also said he was going to bring in the best people. Lies. He has brought in the most he has brought people who shouldn't even got applications. So we can't keep saying he did something because now we're giving him fake credit. That's just I'm gonna give you an A for effort. Let's give him an A for bullshitting people. Let's call it what it is.
Darren, I didn't see. This is the part where I agree with you 100% with that.
You can't because
that was just my point though. And like I said, I'm gonna come back next week and we're gonna go through. I'm gonna have a list of stuff.
You have a list
that he said that he's gonna do, and I'm gonna show you the list of executive orders that he signed.
BBC, I already put up a list on BBC, and BBC said I'm right because he done said shit he ain't done. He ain't gonna do.
You see, Bo, this is what y'all be dealing with. This is what I'm coming back to now.
What did y'all teach me? That's why I have 3 screens so I can pull up shit during the conversation.
But that's my point. That's why I said
BBC say he ain't done it.
What is BCC? What is BBC? What did they say? What did they say?
He ain't reduced prices. When I win.
But Derek, you keep talking about the same 5 things.
Which means he can't be at 90%.
How do you get at 90%? How do you get
he done 90% of what he said.
Because he did. Derek, he promised like 5 things, like 100 some things that he was gonna do.
So if he did 90%, he signed do 90.
He signed right, and he went through. He had a list of things, and he said he was gonna do all this stuff. He literally
his birthday ended.
Did he? No. Did he not sign an executive order to do that? That's one of the things that has to go into the courts.
So again, I don't give a shit what he signed. It's either done or it ain't. They won. Shit he said he was gonna do. He did not do most of them.
See, Derek, you know what? Here's the funny part. Here's the funny part, Derek. This it is semantic somewhat, but you're making my point. He did all of these things knowing that they were going to be overturned. He did most of them understanding that he can't make law. He can't unilaterally change law.
Okay. Hold on. Let me jump in because I think I see the problem here. I think one of you are saying tried to execute, and the other one saying accomplished. 2 different things. I think
Correct.
Tell me if that's what
I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying, but that's where we're different at.
Yeah.
The thing is, he was talking to those people in the backwoods who had absolutely next to a 2nd or 3rd grade knowledge of our political system because they've stopped teaching civics in school 20 years ago. So these people don't know that the president cannot go in and just randomly change laws. But they happy. He said he was going to do this, and he did. He was going to do that. Hell, he went in there and fired his people. He fired all these people. These people that damn voted for him didn't realize your ass was on the chopping block.
On day one, I will launch the largest deportation program in American history. Guess what? Biden was deporting more per month. See, these are simple facts. We get caught up because they're showing them on TV, but the numbers don't add up.
And that's what I need for you to continue to do. Though that's the point I was making. The mainstream media is not going to talk about that.
Again, and I'm cool with that because that's why I keep all my devices. When somebody say 90%, I just need the proof for 90%. Say he's doing a lot of things. I'm gonna give him the credit I gave him before. He made blacks more aware about politics. He made blacks more aware about things that we took for granted because it affected us. Those weren't his promises. And I'm gonna stick with his deportations. And this is where you colors got to pay attention, because there is no due process right now. There is no due process. And I'm willing to bet that 99.99% of y'all don't walk around with a visa or passport or birth certificate. So if ICE comes and gets you on the street and say, hey, because I remember some of y'all said y'all was from Africa. Some of y'all said y'all was from Israel. So if they call you something that you're not, and they decide to send you to one of these offsite locations, what are you going to do? Because there's no way to prove there is no due process. So guess who is next on the list? Because damn, some of us look Haitian, don't we? Forget your accent that's from Bankhead. You look Haitian. Some of y'all look Jamaican in Africa. He don't care who he deporting. So everybody look a certain way now. But this is the thing y'all are overlooking. He wants reckless abandonment because he needs to get his numbers up so he can say he deported the most. See, he will talk a lot. This is why I need some more ladies on the show, because they can say, guys will say a lot of shit. They don't do what they say. Oh, I did this. I tried to do this. Yeah. Try don't mean shit. Either you did it or you didn't. It's kind of like that test. Either you passed or you didn't. Giving your best don't mean shit to nobody. Did you pass? Well, I tried. That's not the question. That's not. Nobody asked you if you did your best. Did you do what you said you were going to do? I tried. So if we're going to give somebody credit, let's give them factual credit. Not fact. We're not doing this for participation. We're not doing this. I try to be the best host I can be. You know what? Sometimes that's bullshit. Sometimes I'm just trying to get through the show. Sometimes. See, that's why I got Mo here. Mo is my regulator because he's a good dude most of the time, except on breaks. I don't know where he be on. But this is why we balance. And this is why we have a system of checks and balances, because people will tell me, oh, he's doing this, he's doing that. And then you have to point out little things. See, nobody wants to talk about the budget. Oh, he going to make America great again. If his idea of America being great is back when Washington was a president, that's what he's going for, because that's when America was great, when it was just them, not us. So we get caught up in thinking he's doing this and give him credit, and we'll deflect. And that's not a good thing. It's not a good thing.
Well, I'm gonna say
the 401k is affecting his people when he is stopping these shutting these programs down. When he cut the Department of Education, when he cut the programs that feed Atlanta public schools, those are red states. Those are the most impoverished states. It ain't the blue states. These are his people. So he didn't tell them all of this. He didn't say all of that. See, because he's flying by the cuff like he always does. He will say a bunch of shit, and we get caught up in certain shit. People who love him want to point to the 42nd and the 43rd thing he did. But you know what they say when you read the ingredients on a package? The most important ingredients are the top. Those are the things you really want to pay attention to. All the shit at the bottom, those are less than 3%. See, that's what he's doing. He's doing the 3% shit. The things that he ran on, his top 5 or 6, they're not happening. The only thing that he has done that I will give him damn it great credit for, because I'm not a fan of it, I don't believe transgender should be competing with women. They should have their own league. I can't be the only smart guy in the room. They got a league for mentally handicapped people. They got leagues for physically handicapped people. Why we can't have a transgender league? Let them do their own thing with their own kind. I ain't that damn smart, but that just seems like simple math. Let them compete with each other. I don't want no transgender to beat my daughter off the homecoming queen. It is what it is. But that's my thing. That's the only thing. He doing his own shit. Damn, you taking Jackie Robinson out of the whole thing. What the fuck is that about?
Jackie Robinson, what's her name?
Harriet
Tubman.
They washing things out because, ladies and gentlemen, we're next. So,
man, I got to jump in on that one because look, I'm on fire on this because I've been thinking about this a long time, and one of the things I'll say is we should have already been, and I'm a little pissed off at this, man. And I'm not the change maker that can do it, but there's people out there who can do this. And I'm saying by now we should have had our own damn structures and give recognition how we want to give it. Because everything that we do as far as recognition is concerned is embedded with the white infrastructure. You know what I'm saying? So Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. That's black people are in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. We should have our own stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? We don't. What's the rap? We should have like a rap Hall of Fame. Just that. You know what I mean? Just our own stuff. R&B. Just the R&B stuff. We don't have. There's no R&B Hall of Fame.
But we people of color keep looking for a leader. When we had one, we didn't support him because we didn't understand politics. There was a ton of things that Obama couldn't do because he didn't have the Senate or the Congress. We didn't understand politics. And that's why I hate when people say, oh, he didn't do this, he didn't do that. But he did create the act where it's a hate crime to kill black people. So we don't give him credit for that. That came from him. Whether we like ACA, that came from him. And Trump can't get rid of it for shit. So we keep saying, so when somebody comes and does something that benefits us, we as a race like to nitpick and say what they didn't do because the colors wanted him to do something about child support, which is not a presidential thing. The colors wanted something else. And it's like we talked about before. As a group, as a collective, we have to narrow down our top 10 things that we want and get somebody to speak. And when the time comes, let that person speak. But I can't let my number one be the majority's number one. And when we say, oh, somebody ain't doing this, we had Jesse Jackson, FRAUD. You had Al Sharpton, FRAUD. But when somebody comes in, hell, the original BLM crew, FRAUDSs. When somebody comes in, we don't like the right people that we don't know. First of all, it's like that last dumbass boycott. Let's boycott Walmart, Target, whoever for one day. Dude, if a business didn't go under after COVID, you boycotting them for one day ain't gonna mean shit. And if you're smart enough to realize you don't shop there enough to make one day matter. But even if it did, we said by the day before or the day after. So that one day boycott didn't prove shit. But it sounded good because it came from people who had followers. Oh, we can't never get together and do something.
So let me just add this. So first of all, let me just respond to what you just said, DVP, because if you look, y'all know I do stock market stuff. If you look at the graph, look at the graph, the data's there. If you look at the graph, it will not align with this one day boycott garbage. Okay. Matter of fact, you can't even call that a boycott. I don't know what the hell you want to call that. A sit-in. I'm gonna call that a sit-in, a one-day sit-in.
Sit-in mean you gotta leave home.
What was that?
Sit-in mean you gotta leave home and go sit there. They ain't finna do that.
Oh, that's true. Okay, I got you. Yeah, just not shop a computer or a credit card. Yeah.
So I'm boycotting Chanel. I don't shop at Chanel, so they're not gonna miss my one day of not going. Right, but we like symbolism, and that's what we get. Because anytime something happens, well, we just gonna pray about it. How many times this kumbaya shit we gonna recognize it don't work? Yeah. It don't. But we keep doing it as people hurt us and harm us. Oh, well, we just gonna pray about it. Well, I read your book, and those of y'all that know I'm not a Christian. I read your book. There's a whole section in there about discernment. Hell, there's even a section in there called something about an eye for an eye. Ain't nothing I read in that book where it keeps saying let people slap the shit out of you and you just gonna keep going back to prayer. I didn't read that. Maybe it's in the section. One of y'all can send me what it is. But that book that y'all love to refer to has ways to fix things. An eye for an eye. Yeah.
Well,
discernment. So when you see somebody doing some dumb shit, you ain't got to keep waiting and taking it.
Darren, technically, eye for an eye is the Old Testament that is under the law. We are now under grace. in the
Oh, that's right.
biblical sense.
Because it's so many editions of this one damn book. This dude that y'all got all this faith in, he got 27 different copies. That just mystifies the shit out of me. So he spoke to who and how many different people did he speak to? So we got everybody else's translation. So I can't read for myself. Oh, well, you can't read the Old Testament. You got to read the New Testament. Oh, don't read the New Testament. Read King James. Read Pookie. What the hell? So all these different versions that don't even align, but we keep aligning ourselves with this. And I'm just thinking, for real. Who in the hell had an ink pen back then was writing all this shit down? Because he said a lot of shit. Can you imagine sitting there with a hammer?
They are not. Stop with your damn Flintstone references. They were not chiseling all that stuff.
They were writing with felt pens?
They've had pens and they've had ink and paper for a long time, Darren.
So you mean to tell me Noah had a log of the animals that he had on this ship? And none of the predatory other animals.
You said they had chisels.
I'm just saying. So anyway, because I don't want y'all Christians in my damn inbox, because y'all know how I feel. If you're a good Christian, I respect that. But I read portions of the book just so I can have to talk about them. At some point, we got to stop praying and do something. At some point, we got to stop waiting for everybody else to get us there. What's up, Money Man Perry?
The Bible tells you that faith without works is dead. So the Bible actually tells you that you have to actually do something.
The Bible also says something about sacrificing my son. But if I say that in a court of law, that's why I killed my son, guess what they're going to do? They're going to put me in prison. So it's amazing how this whole little book thing works.
No. It tells us how Abraham was sacrificing his son.
Because who told him to?
Nowhere in the Bible did God say, DBB.
Who told him
to? Go get your boy and strap him up there.
Look, y'all. I think both of y'all just need to get locked in the room and pay some damn tithes.
Hey, man. And do what? Pay tithes.
No, he did. You missed the reference. Marvin Sapp locked the doors of the church until he raised $40,000.
And guess what? If Marvin Sapp say that God told him that, we should believe that, because God talked to everybody else. That's why I find it amazing that if somebody kills somebody and they say God told me, we call them crazy. But if you say God told you to sit out there and do something stupid, we're gonna tell you to have faith. I can't understand the difference. Because God had a sense of humor. He did let them sacrifice his boy, his oldest son. I'm just thinking. So if he let them sacrifice his oldest son, what's the issue?
We get random. Let's go back to Trump.
It's 7 o'clock. At 7 o'clock, I'm going to relationship.
Let's go back.
Going to relationship.
Philip is actually on the way in. He's almost here at the building, so we're gonna actually take a break and get him set up.
I'm done with Trump, because I want y'all to give me some good shit. Because like I said, I got 3 phones. I'm pulling up shit as we talk.
I forgot I had been on the show in a long time. I really forgot.
Russia, no, this man. Come on now.
Yeah,
come on now.
Look, like Trump said, I did this. This is all on me.
Y'all can't see my pseudo studio audience. You know what I'm saying? One kind of know me. One just met me like 34 seconds ago and shit. But during the break, I'm asking what they think, because they laughing. I don't know if it's laughter or if it's like, damn, what's up? So just know, if we get struck by lightning, I shouldn't have said nothing I said. And if we don't get struck by lightning, then hey, maybe you should listen to me.
Man,
and I'm in my window.
You're hilarious.
Come take me to a break. So we come back. We're gonna talk about some relationship, because I got a question. I got a real question, because I got a bunch of people I ain't never seen before. We're gonna cut the lights off. We're gonna do some after dark questioning. Go on, take me to a commercial.
I gotta find a disclaimer. No problem.
I'm gonna say it.
Since 2002, Empowerment Resources, Inc., a nonprofit organization, has empowered more than 1,500 youth and adults in Duval and surrounding counties. Through its programs, Journey into Womanhood, Girls Mentoring, Life Skills for Teens, and Parenting Education Coaching. To get involved with programs, volunteer, or donate, visit www.empowermentresourcesinc.org. Follow us on social media, facebook.com/empowerment.resources and Instagram.com/empowermentJAX.
The human voice has always connected audiences with experiences. Major brands all across America have trusted Kever's voice time and time again. Conversational, powerhouse, intelligent, and sincere. That's the voice you need for your creative marketing process. KeaversVoice.com. Kever's Voice, Kever's Voice, KeversVoice.com. Always on, all the time.
It's never too early to plant the seed, to share the tradition, and instill a sense of pride in your HBCU with your little ones. HBCU Pride and Joy Children's Boutique helps you share your school spirit with a wide selection of adorable kids apparel and accessories officially licensed from your favorite HBCU. Visit hbcupridejoy.com and follow us on all social media at HBCU Pride Joy on Facebook and Twitter.
When it comes to professional learning, teachers deserve better. From the leader in online learning, Stride brings you the Stride Professional Development Center, an on-demand library of mobile-friendly courses that gives teachers choice and flexibility, allowing them to learn anytime and anywhere. Our dynamic courses provide bite-sized learning and help educators advance their knowledge while also gaining professional development hours. It's time you take charge of your learning.
It's like a loop machine. All around town, people trying to get down. It's like a loop machine.
You're looking for the latest information on Southern University sports, the Southwestern Athletic Conference, and HBCU athletics. There's only one place to go. Tune in to the Carlos Brown Show, exclusively on the Black College Sports Network.
It's never too early to plant the seed, to share the tradition, and instill a sense of pride in your HBCU with your little ones. HBCU Pride and Joy Children's Boutique helps you share your school spirit with a wide selection of adorable kids apparel and accessories officially licensed from your favorite HBCU. Visit hbcupridejoy.com and follow us on all social media at HBCU Pride Joy on Facebook and Twitter.
What's happening? What's happening? My favorite fugitive is in the house with us. You know what I'm saying? I ain't sure what name I'm supposed to call him, but you know what's crazy? He almost let his HP touch my Mac. You know what I'm saying? It was about to be a hostile work environment up in here. I think this is the second time me and him been in the same room at the same damn time. So y'all know we ain't like Michael and LaToya Jackson.
No, don't worry about that one. We're gonna use the handheld mic actually.
So here was a conversation that kind of just caught me off guard. So you know what I do? I start inboxing people. I start calling people because I wanted to know. It's certain things. You know, I was told I don't talk about relationships no more. So I got, what name we using today, sir? Okay, I got Theo here. He's from a younger generation. I got some people in the background who saying stuff to me they don't want to be seen yet. And of course we got Roy over there, and we know Roy is he's the good one.
Here we go again with the white lighter. So do the.
I didn't tell you it was a white lighter, man. Let's push. Let's push. So, you know, I was having a couple of conversations. Oh, actually, I came in on the middle of a post, and it caught me off guard. And it said, "Why do men ask whose is it during sex?" And we're not talking the spouse.
Okay. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Wait. Hold on. Yeah, back up. Views and opinions expressed by the host, the guest, and those people around here necessarily reflect those of the Jericho Broadcast Networks, sponsors or advertisers. DVP have at it.
So, you know, I'm confused. And maybe because because y'all know me and Virginity, we close to each other, not Virginia, virginity. So don't act like don't do that. The whiteness is superiority. So stick with me on this. So in my limited experience, I figured I would venture out and start asking random people because y'all know that's what I do. I'm like the dude on the street without a camera. I just be like, yo, I got a question for you. You know, you feel open and honest. They don't know me, so they ain't got no reason to lie. And I hit a few inboxes. I put a couple of places. So I asked the ladies, is it common for men to ask during that magical moment, whose is it? And I'm thinking that I'm gonna get a lot of no's. That's just crazy because you know there's a social media stand and there's a IRL in real life. So in my mind, in real life, this can't be a question because, like I say, you know, I've had sex like maybe twice because I got 2
Yesterday.
kids. So
Yes.
I ain't sure about one of them, so I'm gonna say I had sex 1.5 times.
Since yesterday.
So
Philip, you're in the wrong one.
it was amazing to hear women saying that this is actually a common question from non-husbands or steady boyfriends. So you know how I feel about the fragile male ego, because it is a true thing. I've learned that from dealing with some of the guys. What's this question? Is it really that y'all don't know? And just for clarity, because I'm well-rounded and I'm always seeking information, I even asked this question in some lifestyle groups. And for those of y'all don't know what a lifestyle group is, it's where people believe in sharing their partners. So we got guys who are sleeping with somebody else's wife asking whose is it? And it's like, okay, again, because I'm new to this and I ain't really got over my virginity, because if women can be born again virgins, then I'm a still again virgin.
He's right. He's sitting next to the window, so I'm gonna be all right because I'm sitting behind the wall
and
when the lightning comes through.
Me, so y'all know it's all true. See, y'all proof of this.
It ain't over
So
yet.
I'm just like, how do guys really, you know, is it a role play thing, or are these guys serious? And I'm listening. I ask women, you know, what do you say when they ask this question? And most of them say they try to change the subject. Some guys are persistent about asking this question. And, you know, they would say it's mine.
That's crazy. My
Oh
bad.
my God.
Now Trump and the tariff just popped in the middle of asking who's is. I mean, because to me, that's like saying who's your daddy. It's
Man.
Here we go. Because I'm not that experienced. When do we start having pop quizzes during sex? Is that something I'm missing out on? So I'm gonna ask Theo, because I think he's the youngest. How old are you? I ain't gonna say it now. How old are you? Roughly. See, he don't even remember. How? And you? Okay, so I got two younger gentlemen from a different era. So do we do pop quizzes during sex?
Hold on. We didn't hear the numbers. What was the numbers, DVP?
47, 42.
47 and 42.
Okay. All right, go ahead.
Do we do pop?
Microphone.
So we got somebody off the microphone. You know, we
do not do that.
We got. Is that because you around how old? Because I ain't supposed to ask a woman how old she is. You over 40 and under 50, right? Okay. Is this a pop quiz kind of thing that happens during sex? So you see, and this is why I say, if you want to know what men do, ask women, because dudes will lie. If you want to know what women do, ask men, because women will lie. So we just had a woman say it's the thing.
Yep. Speakers too.
So
she said it is a thing.
Yeah, that this pop quiz during sex goes on. Like, who's this?
Okay, hold on. One more thing. We need one more data point. What's the age range of the men asking the question? Because God damn it, somebody over 40 ain't asking that. Well, go ahead. Ask the age range of the men asking that.
When you heard it from your girlfriends or whatever, are these guys over 40? She said it's the over 40 crew.
Oh my God.
Well, I'm you know, and maybe because I'm practical. I mean, why would a 30-year-old be asking who's your dad? So just, or even who's his hell, they ain't even got their own apartment, so then they know what ain't there.
Young boys say anything, man. You know that's how it is.
But it's us, Mo. From what I'm hearing, it's us who's doing this.
Man, we can't. Don't put us in that bag.
Right. The whole us. No, if you want to say it's people in our age range.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? That's sensitive.
God, dog.
And like I say, just the conversation going on with it, because I'm watching these conversations in a couple of groups where I saw it pop up. This is what made me so interested about it, because I actually started reaching out. I'm calling people who I know will talk to me and tell me their truth from their experiences, and I'm trying to talk to women who are free about their experiences. I don't want to talk to the one who's been married 40 years, because when her husband asked her, go ahead and stroke his ego and say it's yours and you my daddy, yada 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 yada. But for these guys who just one night stands and hit a quitters, how does this happen? So I should have told Theo that this was gonna be one of the questions, but I'm like, shit, he can handle stress, and he got a shirt on that he won't give me, but I got a pistol today, so we might get up with that shirt, and he's bigger than me, so I know it'll fit. Because I'm gonna say this right quick, and we already gave the disclaimer. My mama told me you can get more with a smile and a pistol than you can with just a smile alone. So I'm wanting this shirt, and Phil be like, "Oh man, somebody asked." I'm sorry, Theo say like, somebody asked me, I just gave it to him. So we're gonna see. Theo, can I have the shirt?
You can't have this one.
See,
you got one. Send me your address. I'll send you one.
I can just come to your house and get one. I mean, we ain't got to mail no shit.
I don't have any left.
Okay, now y'all heard it, so we're gonna wait on this. But Mo, I want you to reach out to your people and check, man, because I need a cross section of this. Like I say, I asked some white women, I asked some black women, I asked some young women, I asked some old women, and the consensus was this happens way more than dudes are admitting to.
Were you asking why? Did you ask why as well?
Did I ask who why?
No.
When you asked them what they say, did you ask them why as well? Why?
No, they ain't asking. The women ain't asking the dudes why, they just laughing and they trying to change the subject because they don't nobody want pop quizzes doing sex. I mean, I'm assuming.
No, what I mean is their own speculation on why this guy is asking me that. Why the hell are you asking me that?
Most of them to feed their ego.
Well,
yeah.
Listen, we know that this is the thing, and again, I think it is something that you hear that we've heard from younger generations, and during sex, those who like to be vocal during sex. Okay, I'm gonna end up switching out with you. Give me a minute. Some people like to be vocal, and it's funny because I was another thing, and I know this is crazy because it's gonna really make it sound like I spent all day just scrolling down Facebook. It's like the 2-3 times that I have been on Facebook, I've found these videos, and so there's one that I saw recently said where it had two couples, and it has what happens when both people in the relationship are cheating. And so the one girl left the one house, called the guy from the other house, "Hey, I'm leaving. Let's meet." And then when she left, her boyfriend called the other guy's girlfriend and said, "Hey, she gone for a couple of hours. Come on by." So during what was supposed to be the sex time, both of the boyfriends are saying the same thing. "Your boyfriend don't hit it like this. Do it. Your boyfriend don't hit it like this. Do it." And so it's like really, this what y'all do? And it was younger people, right? And it was like me Tarzan beating the guts unlike anybody else,
right?
And that's why it's the ego thing.
The train is slowing down. You know what I'm saying? So that's where you start throwing coal into the fire. Get the train moving. You know what I'm saying? Ask those questions. Get the feedback. Yeah. Okay, we got
full-time job. You got a job full-time. Your employer not asking you if you got another job. They assume that you're only working for them. So that's my position on it. While you clocked in, it's mine. But while you clocked out, I don't know what you do.
But who the hell go to work saying who signed my check?
That's all I'm saying. I think it's a setup for failure. It's a setup for disappointment to think that it's only that it can even be yours,
especially when it ain't a regular. Like, I don't think most of us are stupid. I and I'm gonna stick with what I say. I think most men have a fragile ego. What's up, Tony Lewis? I think we have fragile egos. So yeah, we want to have our ego stroked, especially then. But as my friend Jimmy Count would say, know your personnel. When you ask this question, fellas, it needs to be your woman if you're wanting a positive answer. She gonna tell you most of the time.
Man, I don't need.
She gonna tell you what you need to hear. If she's your woman, if she ain't your woman, you are putting yourself at risk. And I hate to say this, but if I'm being honest and fair, ladies, you might as well answer the way he wants you, because some guys can't handle the truth. So you don't want to say, just imagine hitting it, and he's like, "Whose is this?" And she said, "Tyrone." Oh shit! That's somebody calling 911. But what do us men be saying? Oh, just tell me the truth. Tell me the truth. No. Tell me my truth. Tell me my truth. Don't tell me the truth. So, like I said, when I saw this, it was insane to me, because the group I'm in is mostly older people who were having this discussion, which is why it caught me off guard, because we're not talking about one of these groups where I'm the elder statesman. This is a group where I'm just a regular dude, and I'm looking at some of the guys who answer. What do you hope to gain out of this? Go ahead.
I'll tell you that. I think I know. Well, I don't know. I can't speak for everybody, but what you hope to gain out of it? All right, you can't take it with you, right? You can't tell her, look, package that up. Let me put that in my pocket and take it with you. Only thing you can take with you is the satisfaction of knowing that you put in some good work. So when you hear, oh yeah, you the best, you did this and that, you get to take that with you. That's it.
And unfortunately, because what you really get to take with you is not shit till you call back. When you call back, you know the truth.
Exactly.
I was doing a little session. It's Dichotomy, y'all. That's one of my favorite songs. But I was having a session one day with a group of men and women, and we were having to talk about just. I can't help but feel how I feel when I feel like I feel when I'm dealing with this. I was asked. One of the guys said he was talking about the number one night stands he had. I done had a bunch of one night stands. Oh, I'm that dude. And the girl said, "You don't think that's a problem that they were all one night stands?"
No comments. You say, "Here's my business card."
We don't want one night stand. We want to come back a second or a third time if it was good. The fact that you don't get an invite back is kind of like what we say about bad restaurants. We won't complain to them. We just won't go back. And when the girl hit it with that, I was like, "Oh shit! I'm gonna stop saying I had one night stands, even though I never had one. Because remember, I'm at 1.5." So I was like, "Damn!" She said a whole something right then. Women. Ladies and gentlemen, if we're being honest, in my opinion, in my research, women can actually handle one night stands better. Now, I don't want Nan guy to get mad with me, but this is from the research. When you do some dumb shit, cheat, forget a birthday, forget an anniversary, see, she can go out and get one night of revenge and be good and never look back. When we go out and get one night of revenge, we still want 2, 3, 4 nights, because we that's just how we're built. That's the biggest difference to me in men and women. I don't know too many dudes who is like, yeah, unless we're on a cruise or some shit, but we still gonna get a number and call it back in case we go on another cruise.
Listen, man, you start making up stuff. If I could have just moved and shifted this to this angle a little bit, so maybe next time, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna try that. You know what I'm saying? So that's second time, you need a second time confirmation. You know what I mean? That's what you
right.
need.
And because to me, like I said, if I was a regular guy doing this, when I get the call back, and she'd be like, "Yo, when you gonna be free? Come on over again to get this." Now I can think about asking them questions. Now we can do pop quiz, because I got to invite back. I ain't have to force my way in and be like, "Yo, you want something to eat?" Because we know that's the universal code for "Can I get some?" You want something to eat?
Right.
Well, I contest that you already got the answer if she called you back. That's what I
it might be for a reorientation, because you see, fellas, I don't want y'all to get mad, because I know y'all will be mad and say I'm simple. It's gonna be a whole nother subject. But you get that first call back, that just means you might make the top 5. You ain't there yet. But hey, you get an application. You gotta wait, because 2 times. I know y'all like to think that these women ain't had but 2 or 3 dudes in their life, suckers. But that's a whole nother issue. Once
lies
you get
and the lying liars who tell them.
I'm gonna tell you when you can assume that you daddy or whatever this shit is y'all be asking. Will she give you a key? When she give you a key and anytime access, you top 5.
Top 5.
You better not be
Dude, you better be number 1 if you got a key.
I better be on the lease.
How do you figure you not top 1 if you got a dude? That means you can walk in anytime you want to.
Because see, here again, as my friend infrared would say, let's just be honest. So, and I ain't gonna get y'all to talk out loud because some of y'all voices might sound a certain way. But if you think about the one person that you had the best sex with, 9 times out of 10, that person was crazy as hell. That's why y'all had the best sex, and that's why y'all in together. So understand, if you become number 1, that means your ass is psychotic, and you playing.
Okay, here's another one of those disclaimers. This is DVP. We live in his life.
I gotta agree with him on the crazy part, though. There's a correlation there.
This ain't. Remember, I'm at 1.5. So when I asked them away from their partner, the person that you had the best, just most. Well, you didn't mind rug burns, pull muscles, none of that shit. And I see these people when they reflect, and I say, "Why ain't y'all together?" The response is pretty much the same. That motherfucker crazy. That's all. And
it's never the
they start doing this, and so I start paying attention to how many I'm saying. More crazy. The sex was great. The relationship sucked, but the sex was great. This is men and women who telling me this, so I'm just like, well, damn.
So D, how you not giving that person no key?
That's what I'm saying. You don't want to be the best. You just want to be top 5. So that way you got.
Dude, I'm still. You know what? I'm still baffled on the top 5 getting keys any damn way. You gotta explain that to me.
I ain't say the top 5 getting keys. I say you are in the top 5.
In the top 5.
You good enough to be memorable, but when you number 1, you might as well go on and look for that eviction paper because it's coming because you crazy as shit.
This is that DVP logic that I'm in. Dude, I'm sorry. I'm not giving anybody a key that I don't want access to my house 24/7.
Did y'all hear what I said? I said when she gives you a key, not when we give her a key. When she gives,
it's the same thing.
Oh no, it ain't. No,
y'all. So you got somebody that's agreeing with you on that.
Got different standards.
I ain't giving nobody a key until I put a ring on it.
I want to look left, but I don't want to look left because I don't want no drama. But I'm just saying, and like I said, when I start having these conversations, it's crazy how much people start telling you when you look like you're open to conversation. And like I say, the standard answer was that person at the very top was crazy as hell. It was something about them that made them not long-term partner potential. You enjoy the moment. And people sit around. That's why you can't ask people in mixed company, because if they around their partner, they gotta say what's going to not get them in divorce court or not get them hit across the head. Men and women both. But when you get them apart, and you see that it ain't a smile, it's a smirk, because they realize all the shit that came with it. They kind of miss it, but they don't miss the aftermath, because with that great sex. From what I'm hearing from the dudes, come broken furniture, come broken glass, the keys get keyed and shit like that.
Y'all just beating crazy ass people. Women, that's what it is.
That's why they having great sex.
Crazy people.
I had some great sex with some non-crazy people.
You remember that we talk about the majority. So some people fit the description where they ain't never had to go through this.
I played that one too.
And so the women are saying that when they had this great sex, the first thing they do, because this is one of my questions when I was dating. How many stalkers have you had? See, if you had more than one, I don't want none. I already know I ain't prepared for that life. I ain't about that life. Whatever you doing, all we're gonna do is we're gonna stay at first base. I'm gonna be Rod Carroll. I'm doing this hitting singles. I don't want. I ain't built for that shit. But like I said, when you having these conversations, and it was just a group, I didn't know most of them, and it just went there, and I'm just listening. I'm like, well, damn. So this is what I ain't got to look forward to. I just want to have something past mediocre sex. You know what I'm saying? I just want to be able to smile, catch a cramp in my toe or some shit like that. I don't want to pull no muscles. I don't want to talk in tongue. None of that shit I heard y'all telling me, because it means it's gonna be some problems.
Well, there's this thing right now called husband. Can we?
We already ran a disclaimer. Say what you want to say.
Husband dick. There's this whole thing about husband dick versus side dude dick.
Damn, I gotta get in some of his group.
I had a whole conversation with my fiance about it a couple weeks ago. I was like, I'm giving you husband dick, but don't get it twisted. It's some side nigga dick in this. The side nigga dick got you, but the husband dick is what's creating stability.
So, see, and I'm glad he
Get
got
it
that
twisted.
up. See, 'cause this is what we call hotel sex. You know, the shit that you get at home is and this is why I say, all couples from time to time, y'all need to go to a hotel. That way you ain't got to worry about
Kids,
the kids, the
right.
neighbors. You don't,
Right. Don't nobody know you.
Right.
Don't nobody know you in the
You can
room next
let
door.
loose and everybody get that escape. You know, because I'm old school. I'm gonna put on the Tupac Thug love. Because sometimes you want the carpet burn, you want the headboard bang, you want to knock some shit over. You don't want to do all that at home because it's
Just don't ask her who it is.
Just don't never ask her who it is. I don't give a damn.
If you taking her from y'all home to the hotel, you can ask. If
Right,
you're
on the way
feeling
home.
brave, if you're feeling brave,
Right, because she may be having flashbacks of Tyrone.
And see, this is all I'm gonna say. When y'all feeling brave and y'all getting her to say what you need to hear, don't ask, is this the best ever?
No.
Just say, babe, was that good? Just stick to specific.
Right. Did you enjoy the experience?
Right. You know, there are times from what I hear, again, I'm at 1.5. There are times when it's so good, you stop and pat yourself on the back. You know what I'm saying? You might even get on your knees and give yourself a stand ovation because you know you put in the work, fellas. I heard women say this, that some of y'all have put in great work. You know, they wanted to give you clap. So if you did this and she got up and made you breakfast, you did a good job.
Or buy you a jumpsuit, a short set.
You know,
all strong indicators.
When you put in the good work and you ain't quite sure, if you wake up and slob is running down your chest, you put in some good work. You don't even want to see this good. She ain't, you know what I'm saying?
Conversely,
if
she gets up and gets on the telephone, you're in trouble.
You know, if she start talking about she got to go to work or where you going next,
right? She in the group. You in the group chat if you're doing that.
The best thing you can do
in the group chat, sir.
is say, you know, and I'll help you out. Like, cause it's crazy. It's crazy what people tell you. She's like, damn, but you know, man, I guess I've been working too hard. You know, I'm gonna make it up to you. Just go and get it. Just go. So she, you know, won't take it the wrong way. And you know, like I said, it was just crazy to me just hearing this and watching this and watch these people go, because these ain't 20-year-old people.
But you know what, though, it being like there's less. You think about it, like they probably don't have the same traffic of other partners. They're not on IG all day. They're not exposed to all of these different varieties of forms that's out there. So they might really feel that sense of ownership. My dad told me when I was a young man, don't never go through a woman's purse. And I just translated that to don't ever go on a woman's phone. And then I went a step further. Don't ever ask if it's yours. That's just my through line there. It keeps my ego right where it need to be. Because if you don't crack somebody else back, trust me, somebody done. All right, let's do that. It just is what it is.
If you had great sex with her, what Theo is saying is she done had another brother balled up in the fetal position, stuck in his thumb, like, oh,
that ain't.
It's okay,
man.
And you know, fellas, we got to get over being upset because she's had great sex with others. I mean, she had to learn that shit somewhere.
Right. Nobody has great sex
without
first time.
Right.
You ain't probably first 10 times. You ain't having great sex.
So I got to do 8.5 more times.
Okay. Okay, Mr. So, wait,
my one
hey, Mo, hold up, Mo, and Phil, that Theo. I'm sorry. The self-proclaimed former maintenance man. Hello. Right. Yeah.
Listen,
we're not gonna perpetuate this 2.5 lie.
1.5. 1.5, sir. Listen, I was a great conversationalist. You know what I'm saying? That's what they came for, the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
And I was a maintenance man. I would change light bulbs and shit like that.
Listen, I go pull the tapes.
I got pay stubs and said I was exaggerating. You know men exaggerate when they're talking about shit. I was exaggerating. None of the names I gave were actual names. I just made them up on the spot. But and it's crazy that when we start having these sex conversations and we can have them in an open space where everybody can be open and honest, it's great when you can do it with couples, because they can be the couples who are really there. Again, one of the things we do is we don't compare. You never compare yourself to the exes. You let the exes stand in one category. You let you and yours stand in another category. You know that because nope, even if you are the best, which I'm telling you, don't want to be because I mean your ass finna be gone. You if they tell you the best, are you really gonna believe them?
Well, so that that whole conversation is stupid because
right.
The thing is that's like because we all got different aspects about ourselves, right? You might like a particular thing about one person, then you might like a particular thing about somebody else. Nobody can judge you. You're your own person, and you kind of decide that on your own. Like you might have one girl, man, I like the way she do this, or you might have another girl, I like the way she do this. So who's the best?
Right. It's situational because the shit that y'all might have liked at 20 when you had energy to do a lot of shit. At 30, 40, as I'm hearing these ladies talk, the difference between your 40 plus minutes of stamina versus your 3.5 minutes. Hey, because something we're not going to do a lot of change the positions when y'all get old with them. It's like we're gonna find one. When you're young, you can sprint and run marathon. You're multi-talented. As you get older, variety is changing the TV channels. We're gonna watch a different show.
Speak for yourself, sir.
Women don't like long, drawn out sex. They're like a good, good 3 or 4 heavyweight rounds, and then we.
Again, for what I heard, unless you're at the hotel.
All night long. 45 minutes to an hour. That's crazy.
It's crazy. We got mixed company. And she just over she texts her friend. She's like, I'm in here with 3.12 freaky dudes. So that one dude is,
look. I'm gonna have to disagree with you on that. Cause see, the change.
I'm
not talking about that. I'm talking about the position changing because that actually helps you reset yourself.
It does.
When you do as you get older, that's like you got to know how to move around, and then you may hit someone away, and she be like, "Who?" So you like, "Oh, you know what?
Right.
Got to get the people." They won't. So you gotta be paying. You have to be paying attention to stuff like that, especially as you get older. You have to pay attention more.
Jordan had to develop a jump shot toward the end of his career. You can
being expressed tomorrow night so I can get some more intel because clearly I'm not as smart as I should be. But I'm gonna work on this. So I got more to talk to y'all. But like I said, it came up.
But we're trying to.
Oh, right.
Yeah, bro, I just want to tell you, like with the position change and stuff like that, that's also cramp avoidance when you get to a certain age.
That's right. See?
What I'm saying?
I got to tell you. You got to know how to know your body.
So
too much of that one motion.
Keep banana on nice.
All right, so I got three. I got three who are well versed in this area of carnal knowledge. So what happens when you catch that cramp and that cramp is the right position for her?
Hey man,
fight through it.
I'm sorry, sweetheart. I go to work more.
The right position, and you try to move, she'll be like, no.
So you
gotta fight through it.
Somebody get pushed in the face.
What would you say to that one?
Right. And see, back. That's how y'all know they don't care about us. She said
they don't give a damn about us.
They were damn if you about to pop them on. So it's like, hey, you better stay in this one position.
Look, rupture the hammy after you finish.
Complex fracture.
Right. That's how God gave you 2 thighs. You'll be out in one of them.
Right.
That's why dudes over like 35, 40, man, we stretching now before anything goes.
Right.
You stretch.
This is why foreplay is important. That's what you're doing. While you doing all that other stuff, you flexing your muscles, moving. You swinging the back. You arching a little bit while you down there handling business, and you doing stuff right. You doing all that during foreplay. And y'all gotta understand. And look, maybe that's what we need to do. Maybe we need to have a foreplay exercise class for gentlemen to know.
Okay,
once you get over a certain age,
this is supposed to be a PG-11 show. I didn't know it was going to turn this far left. I didn't realize I had
Well, before you pull it back, I gotta say this.
Of course, I got Dr.
Conversation.
That's hilarious.
And I just met one dude, and I just met this dude, and he is hilarious. I ain't gonna say his name, but y'all can't see him because he won't come on camera.
So
And y'all can't see her who calling us out. This shit is hilarious. I'm gonna do a whole show where I get to be a guest. I just want to hear some shit. You know what you got? What you got, Mo?
No, I was gonna say, man, the conversation kind of parallels, when you're in the gym when you're young, and when you're in the gym when you're old. When you're in the gym, when you go to the gym and you old, everybody on the sideline before the game, what's everybody doing on the sideline?
You stretch it.
Yeah.
You get loose.
When you're young, you
No, sir. That is, you got right. You going in, you got to get in and get your stuff together. You got to make it happen.
If y'all got a comment or something, feel free to inbox. Like I say, because I'm still doing some more research. Like I say, I had a couple people who hit me up and shot some stuff because they give me stories, and I'm trying to process. Like I said, because I never thought it would have been that deep a conversation, but it is, and it's for older men. And I'm like, maybe they missing something. Maybe they need validation. Maybe they doing. I don't know. So I'm asking the women, because when I flipped the question and I asked the fellas, how many times you been doing it? And she said, "Who's your mama?"
You know what? Hold on. So let's roll back, because that's something since we're on this discussion, I never really got into I ain't never asked nobody who's your daddy, because I ain't him. That is like that's just nasty. Even the thought process.
It makes me think of child support when I think of that. I just
we got two different thoughts on what that means.
like no.
Yeah, I mean, where did that come from? Is somebody black? Remember dating this Spanish chick, and she was like, "Ay, papi."
The papi go crazy.
You can deal with papi because we're not Hispanic,
right?
But then you translate that to English and like, "Daddy, no." That has always bothered me. Like, that is just one of those things that literally just bothers me as it relates to the conversation of sex. Talk about some woman, I'd be like, "Baby, I had one chick. Should I hate daddy?" No. I said, "Don't you ever call me daddy?" You start, no. I got two daughters and then a bunch of little daughters from their friends. They call me daddy all day long.
Listen, man, I know, look, Roy, I get you, man, and it makes sense, but there's a certain point, I don't really care after that. Tell me what you want. I don't care, man.
Jose, call it what you want. I just can't do that. That is, for me, I'm gonna be dead out of that. For me, that is a complete turnoff.
Yes, yeah.
And that's something. Now I'm gonna get on my dare. If I had been intimate with anybody in the past 3 or 4 years, I would have told them beforehand, whatever you do, don't call me daddy. That's like throwing cold water on the situation. Right. You just don't ever call me daddy, and I had one chick test that theory. And she ain't never get a call back. Because I was like, nope, because I left. I was like, see, I told you not to do it. You did it anyway. No.
Did you finish or did you stop me?
I stopped. That's
a man of principle right there.
That's not principle. That is just nasty sounding to me.
I understand you, Roy, because it's like too much mental gymnastics you got to do.
Yeah, right? It's just, I'm like, man, don't do that.
Yeah.
That's what I said. The only time that you call me Poppy, because I'm not Hispanic. I got to think about what that shit means.
Right. Nah, we don't do that. No daddy. That's good.
But dude,
Darren let him call him anything.
1.5. I'm still learning how this whole sex thing works. When I get it down, I'm gonna come back and give y'all a report. When I got to get to 10 before I can be great. What was that number you gave? Did you say it was 10,000?
10,000 hours.
10,000 hours. Hold on, I'm 60. I ain't 10,000. I don't know if I got 10,000 hours left. How many days a day?
What did Richard Pryor say at what was that in Harlem Nights? How about I give you 3 really, really good minutes?
But scientifically, I think it's like 7 to 9 minutes. It really don't take a lot. Sex don't really last that long in real life.
Well, but you know, so you know what we're gonna do?
I got the audience.
I got.
Let me do what you.
No, we're gonna actually do a couple of polls. I'm gonna send you the link to some polls. I'm gonna actually do the polls tonight. We'll come back for next week. So second half of the show, we'll know what your topic is. We'll let you be random the first half, but we're gonna come back and we're gonna try to get like we talked about before with with the old family. We're gonna try to get 100 responses.
Okay, well,
get 100 responses so we can make the math real easy.
Yeah. The one we got says 79 is bullshit. She fighting. She said 79. She fighting.
ChatGPT said 5 to 7 minutes. See, the average time penile to vaginal intercourse lasts is about 5 to 7 minutes.
That's for men. But see, that's the issue. I think this is the thing that they're talking about. If you ask how often, because there are two questions. We have to ask multiple questions because here's the other situation. It takes that long mostly for men because people have to realize the penis is nothing more than a muscle. Anytime you exert a muscle, it is going to overload at some point in that process. That's what he does. Let's get the technical science. That is what ejaculation is. It is just a muscle overload that they teach you when I was a trainer. That's what we talk about, muscle overload, when you can no longer continue the exercise or whatever it is that you're doing. For men, yes, it can take that long. It's usually quicker.
But if you had women 5 minutes of push-ups, you would die. If you
had
the 5 minutes worth of push-ups, you would die.
I used to listen, up until when we first started doing the show, when we were doing, I was still in the middle of my stuff. I was literally doing 400 push-ups a day.
Oh, that's crazy.
And that was me backing off from what I used to do.
400 a day or 400 straight push-ups?
No, 400 a day. Okay, but what I was doing was 100 or so at a time. So I was going for 4 or 5 minutes at different things. So you can do it and you can get those things. You build again, it's building your muscle. You're not going to continue that though through the thing. Just like that's how I said, the thing with sex, you're going to do that. For men, it's different because our sex is motion. Our ejaculations happen because of motion. Two things, motion and the wetness are the main two things that will either speed up or slow down a man's ejaculation. Women need you to hit a spot. And the problem, damn it, is that spot different in most of these damn women. And so you sitting around here fishing, trying to find a spot for her to be like, and watch this, Darren, because she lock on you. When I had daddy, that's the spot.
We're having a mission of guilt.
And when you hit that spot, because she's sitting there because you've been looking for it for 3 minutes. You ain't got but 2 minutes left on your clock. Going to ChatGPT 2 to 4 minutes left on your clock. So she like, damn it, don't move. That's it right there. Keep going.
So, ladies, what we need is for y'all to put a highlighter where y'all need us to be so we can just put a little highlighter. We you know what I'm saying?
No, what you need to do is Negroes need to kill their ego and you need to ask the damn question.
Yeah, you got to.
Where your spot at, man? What you like?
You got to be a student of the.
Again, from the research, it's more than just killing the ego. Some of y'all need to put the weed and the alcohol down. It shit catches up with you.
So that may be where you the 3-4 minutes at.
Alcohol is a depressant. I don't care how good y'all thought it was. If you ask her, if you go to another room and let people ask her, most y'all who are doing alcohol, it may seem like an hour and a half, but it was like 1, maybe 2 good minutes before you went into some other shit. Alcohol is a depressant. It might make you relax more. But from what I'm understanding, during sex ain't when you want shit relaxing. You want shit to stay rigid and firm. But
Honey Jack, that may be something different.
Honey Jack
Daniels.
Oh,
yeah.
So
that might be some.
What you mean, honey pack?
Some demon elixir.
That's what I thought. I'm like, well, damn.
Yeah, no.
How did we get there? Right.
That Honey Jack might be some demon elixir, then. So that's all I'm gonna say on that one.
So we're gonna our super secret. So we're gonna see if we can get her to bring some of her girlfriends, and we're gonna do a show and ask the women what's really going on. So we got a bunch of guys here. We know what women are doing, and I'm gonna stick to that. Men know what women do more than women will admit to amongst their friends because they want to be. Most of them want approval, so they ain't gonna say how much they did. Guys do the same thing. So if you want to know what guys are doing, you gotta ask
women.
Because all these dudes talking about what they do, oh man, shit, I'm in there 3-4 hours. I'm like, dude, every time I see somebody who say they having sex every day, I'm like, you got to be shit.
They ain't got no job.
I tried.
You don't have a job if you're doing that. 3 hours
when
of
I
sex.
was married. So y'all don't get this shit twisted. I tried the 30-day challenge. By day 12. By day 12.
You tired.
No, my shit hurt. My shit hurt. You're rubbing raw. So I'm thinking when y'all, some of y'all ain't doing certain things. Y'all must be talking about hand jobs or flirting. You ain't doing the shit. Or y'all on that Minuteman shit. But at day 12, if I didn't never get a hard on again, I would have been okay. My shit was rubbing raw. Oh, they have sex every day, 3-4 times. I'm like, you're full of shit. Because I was a young man then. Like I said. Woo, how y'all doing this shit like that?
Well, you know what causes that, or what happens is there's two factors for a man to be able to do it, and the main thing so that doesn't happen is you've got to be doing other things for the women. You've got to be making sure that if nothing else, one, she stays lubricated, because that's what happened. But if you're just having sex and then you're not stimulating her in other ways, that will happen. I can say this: when I first got married, and I'll say this when I first got married, we on a weekly basis, at least for the first 2 years, I'll say the first 2 years, we were literally having sex 12 times a week at least.
God damn.
That's great. And you're right. Some of it, all of it isn't. I'm not claiming I was in there for 2-3 hours all the time. Hell, I would come home for lunch, get me a quickie, and bounce. You know, we would in the morning before I got up and left to work, right out doing what we doing. But it wasn't all. And again, the situation is it's not all about me just busting a nut.
Right.
That's the problem that most men have. Their thought process is about them just doing something, them getting over. Right. But if you're stimulating her, if you're doing things for her, you know, look, we done had this conversation before on the show way back. It's been a long time. But, you know, hey, look, fur burgers were pretty nice. You know, you get your fur burger in the morning and then you head on off to work and do your thing, do the stuff.
And that's what I'm saying. It's got to be something else other than intercourse.
No, it's not just straight intercourse. No.
30 days in a row. Good Lord.
I say it can be done if you are doing the other things. For men cannot just have sex where he's the only one getting that.
I don't care how you gonna rub yourself raw if you.
That's why you keep her
wet. Once a day for 12 straight days, or just
no? The thing was, it was a 30-day couples challenge. Where you supposed to try to have sex every day for 30 days.
Mm-hmm. So just once.
Yeah. So
what? How do you pull off once a day?
Again. See there, you wasn't doing your.
If you doing quick, you can get it done. But if you're trying to,
doing this stuff.
You're trying to get.
You ain't beating it down once a day though. 12 straight.
Maybe that's what I do.
You will.
Yeah, because
you gonna.
The purpose of sex is to have good sex. So I want to have good. I'm thinking we can have great sex for 30 days. You're gonna have great sex for 9 days. At 10th day, at 10th day, you're gonna be like, all right, we're gonna do a quickie. 11 and a half. Yes, like I say, Ron already gave the disclaimer. When you go use the bathroom, you're not even touching shit. You don't want shit to touch because it's tender.
That happens when she is not lubricated.
No, but she can be lubricated. You're doing the friction.
Yeah,
you're doing the lubrication. You're doing
then that's the problem. Why you lay on your back, dog?
When she do her thing, guess what? There's still friction.
Again, no, but if she's lubricated, it shouldn't be an issue.
You can keep putting grease on your hands.
No. See, that's what you're talking about. Something different. I'm not talking about grease. I'm talking about her lubrication.
I'm saying at some point, it's still gonna start chafing.
See, I don't know. You must have been doing something wrong because chafing didn't happen until like the third, like Theo said. You trying to get to the 3rd or 4th round. That's when chafing started happening because you done rammed it dry.
They said 30 days. They didn't say how many times, so I tried to do 30 days, and this shit didn't happen.
How many days out of the 30 did y'all get?
He said he got to 12.
We got 12. For it's like, listen.
So was it 29 out of 30, or was it?
No, I got the 12, and that was it.
So once you got 12, you were just like forget the challenge.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. we can start. We can start back. Yeah, we're not gonna make it
12-day challenge.
Yeah, we're not gonna make it 30. But it was a 30-day
days of sex is amazing.
Yeah, it was a 30-day challenge. So yeah, I want y'all to try this 30-day challenge. Tell me how it worked for y'all. You know what I'm saying? Don't be cheating. Don't be cheating.
Don't be lying neither.
Yeah, no. Don't be giving a 1 minute side. We're gonna do another minute tomorrow. That don't count.
Oh, see, now you putting qualifiers on you. You got to put all the rules out there. You can't just.
It ain't. Don't count if all you doing is sticking the tip in. That's some bullshit. That's some bullshit. Fellas, if all she do is let you stick the tip in, do you count that? No, it don't count.
I count it. So back in the day, I counted it. Not now. Back in the day, that's I got a body. We're not playing that game.
Feel like that's on the count.
No, because I don't. Anyway, man.
Yeah.
I don't bet women who say today he only put it in.
You mad, brother? Okay, so you finna have 3 dudes who finna be. we're gonna all be here in fucking 2 hours revisiting shit, taking our shit back. You know,
D, hold up. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, folks, because Mo on that too. Mo ain't saying shit, but Mo, you involved now.
Yeah, what you want me to say, man?
Nothing, cause like I said, we gonna all be on fucking what's that lady name who ain't on TV no more?
She's dead now.
No, the one from Divorce Court.
Oh,
the good one.
Judge, not Judge Judy, Judge
Judge Toller.
I like Toller.
So,
well, you know, D, we are going to do these questions, though. We're not going to talk about your challenge there.
You know my phone going off. You know what I'm saying? My insurance people.
So you don't count. That's what his phone.
My insurance calling me, want me to fill out some more applications and shit. I'm not. Nope. 1.5. I'm sticking with that. I'm surrounded by sinners. I'm sticking with that. Sinners and heathens. And as y'all can see, I didn't get struck by lightning, so y'all know what that means. If it's on
yes, the building is well insulated. That's what that means.
I would move it so y'all can see the light, but I might get in trouble if I get somebody on camera who said if I get them on camera, they're gonna like get my first. Oh, that's me. Let me know I'm supposed to be getting ready to do my closing.
I'm about to say yes, because I can't even getting all efficient. Go ahead,
man. I always had that, so I can keep focused. Because sometimes, you know,
we do. Yes, you go
Theo
on
and
a
Mo,
tangent.
because Theo and Mo be distracting me. When in doubt, blame somebody else. That's what my mama said. I'm not taking the blame for no shit when I got 2 of them. And now I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got 5 people to blame. Okay, first of all, let me just say this. Don't be telling my mom what you heard on this damn show. Y'all are liars. Tell the whole story. Say I was the host and everybody else was talking about. Tell her that her son stuck with his 1.5. Tell the whole truth. Because my mom said, she called me, she said, did you do a show? I'm like, Mama, what you talking about? She said, can I watch it? Yeah, I got parents. Nah, it costs money to watch the show. If you tell me it costs money, they ain't gonna do it. She ain't gonna do it.
No
but
links.
Clearly some of you snitches love to go back and tell my mama what her son is talking about. This is DDP. This ain't her son. So what we're gonna do right now? So I'm gonna try to like I'm a responsible human being since I got adults in the room who are not fucking acting right. These have got to be the most heathenist adults I have ever had a show with. Heathenist.
Now you're gonna make me call. Now you're gonna make me call Natalie and let her get on the air messing with you about what you used to do. What you mean, which Natalie?
Shit. Oh, right. I'm like, no, man, you got so many names. I'm like, so you know, this is hey, but see, this is why we do the show, so we can have uncomfortable conversations and they can be fun because you can make these fun. Just don't be so serious when you have conversations. Ladies and gentlemen, y'all can learn a lot when y'all just sit back and relax. And you know that lie y'all tell about y'all dating y'all best friend. The conversation shouldn't be contentious. Get you a drink. Some of y'all need 6. Smoke a little weed if you need to. JBN already gave the disclaimer. We ain't promoting drugs and shit, but whatever you need to relax.
Weed ain't a drug.
You know, in VGCS is a drug. So you know,
drugs are manufactured.
Have these conversations and get to know your partner and have fun with it. From what I'm told, it makes the sex better when you can laugh and everything ain't so serious and uptight. You can have it. So. But relax and be willing to have a conversation. Be willing to have a frosty mug or shut the fuck up and learn something. Just sit back and learn. You ain't got to defend yourself. You know, everything don't apply to everybody. And really, when I tell you this is what I'm learning from other people, this is what other people tell me. And the greatest thing about, and I tell you this all the time, between this show, these pages, most of these people I don't know personally. So it ain't my circle of friends telling me stuff. It's people who don't know me, so they ain't got no reason to try to win favor with me. They're just telling me, and they free flowing with it. And I just compile some of the data, and I just start looking at the answers, and I come back and say them because I know what most of my friends go say. I know them. So this is, sometimes step outside your box. So let's see. We got 7 minutes left. I'm gonna let the producer tell you some things he got coming up because he trying to find a couple of people who want to host some shows. And this is what I will tell y'all before he start. If you really want to host a show but you're not sure how, I'll give you some. I will dedicate some time to help you because I had help when I started. So I'll help you to get the hang of it. So, tell them what's going on with my JBN in the future.
Well, we're moving forward with the mission. It's time to change the world. We're going to start doing stuff, and we have a lot of fun with conversations like this. We do spend time where we do get into some very serious and needed conversations about things that go on in our community, around our community, things that we need to do, how we can make it better, stop waiting for other people to do things, and moving forward. And then we are going to have fun like this because, again, these conversations need to be had as well. Like I said, as he was saying his thing, my point was going to be, dudes, stop thinking you're Superman and just ask questions. There's so much more that you can find out about your lady if you just ask some of those questions. Be a student of that person. And look, even if you don't want to do nothing but have sex with them, that's all on y'all. Whatever your relationship is, ask the questions.
Not that question.
No, you ask every damn last one of them.
Don't ask whose is it.
Oh, well, no,
that's not that question.
That's not a question that's making her feel any better. So no, you don't ask that one because she's gonna lie to you 90% of the time when you say that.
They're not lying. They just won't answer the question.
But yeah, so no, but we're definitely looking for people. If you're interested in doing some talk shows, let us know. We got some spaces open. Getting back to doing some things. We're going to get back to doing our live studio audience shows, which we might need to go ahead and plan for either this month or we can look at going into May, so we can get it together and figure out when and where we're going to do. Well, not where. We know the where, the when. If we're not going to do it on a Wednesday, if we're going to do it on a Saturday, just depending on who's scheduled, what the guys' schedules and everything look like. But we will be doing that. We used to go out to Mangoes and hang out and do stuff, but now we've got a space that we can do it in. We've actually got our own caterers who do great food, so we'll be able to bring it in and have some stuff. And we might do random thoughts after dark one evening.
Be in Bible study.
Yeah, okay. And so we'll get that together. But that's what we got. Just stay tuned, man. Start telling your friends. You'll start seeing more commercials and stuff for all of our shows from the network, and we're getting ready to do, like I said, what we planned on doing.
All right, and I'm gonna let Mo tell y'all what's up, and I'm gonna tell y'all, Mo, tell them about your group, because if the financial situation is bothering you, y'all might need to get in his group to figure out how to ride this wave out.
Yeah, so I got a group. I've been doing this for quite a while. I'm a philanthropist, and I got a group where I teach strictly Black folks about finance and the stock market, and basic finance and the stock market. These are two things that, in general, Black folks don't get on their educational journey, not even through college, unless you specifically seek it out. When you're in grade school and high school, it's changing now, but the landscape in the past was different, where you don't even see that stuff. Nowadays, you'll see a little bit of it, but what I do is I make it free, I make it fun, and it's profitable and beneficial to your future. So it's something you should look into. But anyway, the name of the group is Black Money and Finance. It's on Facebook. Seek it out, or you can get in touch with DVP. He got all the information. And join the group, learn this stuff, because you're not gonna see it. You're gonna listen. If you don't do what I'm telling you, it's fine, but you're gonna probably be upset at yourself and be like, man, I should listen to that dude, because that's exactly what I did. I didn't listen to the stuff early on, and then later on I was like, why didn't anybody show me this? Then I thought back and I was like, oh, they did. I just didn't listen. So anyway, do yourself that favor.
Theo, what you got for me? I'm saying he got to show. Yeah, I ain't gonna call him out, but he got to show he ain't invited me on here. That's all I'm gonna say. What you got, Theo?
Chasing Huxtable. You can follow me on IG, Facebook, fan base, and Threads. I actually have not done an episode in a while, but I will be picking.
That's what he said, so I won't bother him. But he did an episode the other day. I ain't gonna say nothing.
I didn't.
This is my story.
But yeah, that's pretty much it.
So to my two off air guests, y'all got something y'all want to share that y'all want to say, or you want me to say it for you? So me and you gonna be friends now? You were laughing at me before. I didn't know if you were laughing at me or with me. You know what I'm saying? I'm sensitive. Old people will cry easy. I'm old people. And to the one co-ed in the room who took everything like a champ, and she was telling us that she gonna fight all us when it's over. We do some old 1-2 minute shit. You got anything you want me to share with people? Or you just I can't share that with the people. That need women. So you gonna bring some women? you gonna bring some women? And all right. So I have committed to coming in the studio at least once a month. So I'm gonna get with her. And we're going to have some women here. And we're going to talk about, fellas, I want y'all to pay attention. We're going to talk about what's going on. And remember that everything don't apply to everybody.
What they say they want.
We're just talking about a norm. Say it again.
What they say they want.
Yeah, we're just talking about what's normal. Like I said, some of us are above normal, some of us are below normal. Don't take none of it personal. We just here to have fun and educate ourselves in the process without being too serious. I'm here every Wednesday from 6 to 8 Eastern Standard Time when I ain't in California, and I'm going to try to do a little bit better about that. I'm going to hold a couple of people hostage, and I'm going to start releasing videotapes if they don't start doing shows. I'm out of town. Theo and Mo. I ain't going to call no names, but y'all know how it is. So with that being said, I've drunk all my drinks, so y'all know what it is. Until next week, peace, popcorn, and chicken grease, and we out.